Stern Show, you're listening to The Stern Show. This could be the end of The Stern Show. Will there be no more Stern Show? The Howard Stern Show.
Bye, 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 hey now, yeah, motherfucker. Hey now, who do you love? Howard Stern and his small penis. Hey now, there's only one Stern Show. Whoa. Whoa, man. Whoa. That's a double rainbow. Oh. Let me see what's going on here. Something's fucked up with this camera. Not really sure what it could be. There we go. Something got mucked up on my camera. You gotta love the... I don't know what the fuck that was, but that was fucking odd. Alright, let me see if this is working. Check, 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 check. That's working. Let me get this working. That's working. Wow, that was bizarre. What the fuck's wrong with my fucking camera? Jesus. It's fucking weird. It's like that. I almost think I should clean it up a bit. This camera fucking let's do it like this. Clean it all off there. And a little dry clean. There we go. Oh, fuck. It's the most I cleaned all week. Hey, how are you, everybody? Well, that was weird. Oh, wait. Let me put a bunch of L's in the chat so I can go along with the children. L. There you go. Look at all those L's. I love that we're all spreading love in my chat. All you need is love. I hate this introducing the new notes tab that StreamYard did to me today. I don't need this fucking thing here. I don't know how to get it. I don't know how to get it off, Edith. How do I get this fucking thing off? I don't want it. Fucking get rid of it. I don't want it. Fuck. It's just fucking... I hate when these companies do this. They just add something that you don't want, and you can't get rid of it. Who are these people? Fucking hell. I don't want it. YouTube terms of service. I can't even get rid of it. Just for you, all you people at home, there's this like purple strip going across the top of the screen of StreamYard. And I don't want it there. Announcement, introducing the notes tab. I don't want the fucking notes tab. How do I get rid of this fucking thing? Layouts, fucking hotkeys, camera, visual effects. Fuck me, man. What is this thing here? I don't want to leave studio. Fuck it. Fucking notes tab. I don't fucking know. I'll have to figure out if I can get it taken off here.
You're listening.
Yeah, like all the time I'm listening.
sometimes.
Listen in your office, in your car, or even your neighborhood bar.
We're doing it. We're doing it. We're having fun. We're making it happen.
It's fun time. Open your mouth, close your eyes. We're going to give you a big surprise.
And here it is.
Hello, hello. Oh, attention one. Welcome to Who Are These Broadcasters? I am Christian Bladt, and with me as always is Fred the Elephant Boy and Gary the Conqueror rolled into one. The great Erik Zane. How are you today, EZ?
I'm well, my friend. It's good to be back. We've got a lot of ground to cover today.
We sure do, and there's no chance that we could cover it by ourselves. So we've brought back the big guns, a man who might soon be spending more time in court than Dominic Barber, the $600,000 man, Karl Hamburger. How are you today, Karl?
I'm real itchy. I can't figure out why that would be, but I've just been, since this past weekend. I don't know what the problem is. I'm sure it's nothing.
No, I haven't heard the same from anybody who was at Chrissy Mayer's Content Hotel and the Villa Roma. Karl, people know you from this channel. Let's say you dabble in podcasting. You've done what, 10, 12 hours worth of show in the past, like 4 or 5 days?
At least, yes.
Okay. Well, thank you for deciding that, what I really need to do is another hour or two. But
I'm excited for this. I've been listening to Howard Stern the last 2 days. So it's the first time in years I've done that.
Yeah, no, it's yesterday was the first time I listened to a complete show since probably early 2020.
Does he always make it about him? Easy?
Yes.
Every time he does this?
I'm told, I can't wait to hear what you think about this.
No, he's talking about me.
Oh, I thought
I'm trying to bond with Karl.
Shit, I can't even keep up. Don't ask me, I guess.
I don't have a lot of strong male relationships, so I'm trying really hard to bond with Karl. But if it doesn't work, maybe our other guest might help. A guy who's been in radio since before he was 18, Erik Nagel. Hello, sir. Thanks for being here again.
I was really hoping that Howard didn't come back, so it would just piss Karl off that he'd have to come back yet again for another week of this show. But alas, it didn't happen.
He probably would have skipped this week if Howard didn't come back.
He probably would just said, you know what, this isn't happening, and I don't have the patience to deal with this anymore, so you're on your own. You can figure it out.
Yeah, I'd rather watch my attorney have billable hours than be on this show if we're not talking about Howard Stern.
Yeah.
I mean, that hurts. These words hurt. I thought you enjoyed watching the people lined up outside the In-N-Out in Washington State last week.
It was fun.
But yeah, you had a good job of faking it. All right. This is a really big show. We've got a lot to do. And if we're going to focus on Howard Stern, I do want to start off with a little bit of an appetizer in the news. And I want to play the first of 2 new jingles that I have. This song will sound familiar to longtime Stern listeners, but it's voiced by, well, another familiar voice.
Hey, how's your news? Would you like to sing a tune? Would you like to chase your blues away? Put on the gas and tune, it's all as hard as noon. Make the world behind me through, make get all your friends with you and switch on the tube. You don't need your shoes. How's your news?
I need to shout out my friend Count Connor, who people see on the chat. I think he somehow managed to take that sound and make it sound even more retarded by.
I thought it was John singing it.
It was John singing it.
Oh my God.
He used the John AI instead of the, developmentally challenged people who actually sang that song initially.
Right.
Yeah. So Howard was all over the news, and I wanted to start with some commentary from a broadcasting icon. This gentleman looks like London financier Jacob Marley, former partner of Ebenezer Scrooge. Let's hear what he has to say.
To everybody. But you could tell that Stern was on the side
Holy shit.
of the working people and against the elitist, the wealthy.
Your reaction, Easy, of holy shit is exactly why I'm still playing this.
Boy, he hit one of those milestones that us old people hit, where like each year counts for like 6. That's
yeah. Yeah, his voice has aged 40 years since he moved to streaming.
Yeah,
That changed. Okay. And he became a Hillary Clinton supporter. Donald Trump was on his show a lot, and I guess they were friendly at one time. And he turned against Trump, Stern did. And a lot of people went, whoa. And he said bad things about me, Howard Stern.
Okay.
Here's why I like Bill O'Reilly, because he makes everything about him. Just
Fucking thing sucks.
it sounds like a completely different guy, Karl.
Yep.
I wonder if he got the requisite finger bend going too. I'm kind of on the lookout for that. He's got the face going. He's become a withered monkey skeleton. He sounds like shit. I wonder if he's got the finger too.
I want to see if his hands and arms have that purple bruising, like they fell, but they really didn't fall. It's just because they age and their skin hates them.
Well, you might see his hands as we continue.
Ratings on Sirius have gone in decline, and it's not hard to figure out why. Okay. So when you go against the MAGA hordes, millions, almost 80 million people voted for Donald Trump? Big audience to alienate.
Hey, Easy, do you remember what you said last year when we played a clip of Bob Euchre?
I announced his death. Like days before some shit.
Yeah. The Brewers were eliminated from the postseason, and you're like, oh my God, he's gonna.
No, Bill's gonna make it. Bill's gonna make it. I think he just sounds like shit, but I think he's gonna live for a little while.
Oh, good.
And you're hanging around with the swells, Jennifer Aniston, these people. Ooh. So I'm pretty consistent. I go for working people. I always have.
Yeah.
I don't, strut around like I'm some big shot hanging around, even though I know all the famous people.
Oh.
So does Bill have a good point about Howard, Karl? As somebody who's followed Howard for decades, is it just hard to listen to in that voice?
I do not go to Bill O'Reilly for any news, especially Howard Stern news.
He looks like he could be on the Cracker Barrel sign before you know it.
Any thoughts, ERock, on broadcasting legend Bill O'Reilly, proud Marist College alumni?
No, he's terrible. His vocal tone got to the point where I don't think he was a smoker or anything, but he's got that kind of vocal fry now, where his whole tone is just him struggling to speak, even though he seems like he's all there, physically trying to talk. He does this. He's got a syndicated radio show, and I think he does infomercials like Larry King did towards the end of his years for like garlic and things like that. I think Bill's showing up doing those things too.
It sounds like he's actively being waterboarded. Like, I feel bad for him.
I believe his audience would say the same thing. Thanks to MG8, member for 5 months. Who is the boy that loves hoagies and bacon? It's as if every scale he owns is breaking. It must be the one and only ERock. Love you, Sex Bagel. Eric Zane, we forgot to tell people about Super Chats today. Zane texted me out of the blue this morning, and he said, I've got an idea. Fuck the poor chat. I'm like, all right, sounds good.
Fast. Poor chat is out, especially since we've got the big guns, Karl and ERock here. If you want something said, it's got to have the dollars on it, especially Christian's sign off, which you say something horrible and he'll finish strong, probably about his Asian wife. So there you go. Hopefully. You can throw that all in.
Yeah. How about for every $100 super chat we got, we'll turn Christian's mic and camera off for 2 minutes, and then we'll put him back on. Or maybe 5. Let's give him some value for it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah.
Thank you, ERock.
Yeah, that would be great.
Got a handle on this money-making thing.
As a great man once said, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. All right, let's play our official bumper into our Howard segment.
I'm so woke that nobody listens. Won't go to work due to COVID conditions. Sirius radio won't pay me money. Real reason is Howard ain't funny.
Christian and Erik, tell me, who are these Stern?
What?
What, you got a problem with the little girl at the end?
No, I don't have a problem with anything. It's new, you know.
Is that Doug from the Jingles department putting that together for us?
Doug from the Jingles department put that together. And I do need to shout out the great Casey Day, who created the countdown with John trying to figure out how to get his green screen to work. And you probably guessed because there are a lot of monkey noises. All right. So it was the big show. We were all here last week because we thought we were going to get to talk about it last Tuesday. Howard finally came back. Karl, did you start listening right away, or did you figure, I'll just see what's going on? Or did you?
I did not listen to the hilarious prank that was the greatest prank ever pulled off on radio, according to the emailers and the phone callers today.
Yeah.
Also, half the radio industry, people's accounts that I follow, they're all talking about how this was brilliant and amazing. It's like, he can't hire you. He can't do anything for you. Stop kissing his ass.
They were playing a montage of newscasters saying what a great prank it was and how they got fooled and shit. I'm like, how is this possible? This is the lamest thing possible.
It was a terrible radio attempt at an April Fool's joke from like the 80s and 90s done today because nobody's doing that shit anymore, but it's new to everybody else. So it's like, oh, let's take that old crappy shit we used to hate and make fun of. No one's doing that now, but if we do it now, we look like a genius. And that somehow worked for half, at least, the population.
Easy, as somebody who's been in radio as long as you have you ever been part of embarrassing radio stunting like April Fools? We've switched with another morning show. Oh yeah. Could you tell us about that, please?
We had one where we convinced these stupid audience members in Tennessee. Well, they're everywhere, but this one happened to be in Tennessee, that there's a new traffic light, guys. And if you get there and it's red, but there's no one, like it's early in the morning, you can stick your head out and yell, "Turn green," and it'll turn green. So then people were calling us and they were going, "Turn green," and it doesn't work. God damn it. So that was it. What do you think? Keeper?
I don't know. Erik, I know that you're involved with some YouTube accounts that have Hall of Fame radio clips. That sounds like one you should track down, right?
No.
All right. You know what? We're going to agree to disagree on that.
Well, did you guys make the bumper stickers? You like the turn green bumper stickers, everything?
Yeah,
you brand it?
They got the shirt printed.
Yeah, the shirts.
They don't know about those websites where you can get them printed to order. They bought 200 in a bulk, and then they're sitting in Christian's garage.
Put like a sponsor on it, so you can get like a couple $100 out of it. You know, maybe a couple.
Yeah, Shamrock Jack sponsoring the Turn Green promotion. Sure,
right.
Stonies. I don't know. I'm just thinking.
You guys got it down. I mean, you're practically running a radio station.
All right,
I think we could. Yeah.
I can't wait. I just came up with a great stunt for April 1st for this show, but I'm not going to give it away. So let's see what this great stunt was. We actually get to see some of it because they filmed. People tune in. Howard's finally back. And what's on?
Well, good morning, everybody. This is, I know, not the voice that you expected to hear. This is not the voice that you probably wanted to hear, but it is I, Andy Cohen, and this is our first day broadcasting on Andy 100. I know that you're expecting a big announcement from Howard, and this is actually not how things were meant to go. There's been a lot of talk about what's going to happen with Howard. Is he fired? I don't know how much I'm allowed to say, except that he's not here, and I am.
He's never there. How was that a surprise?
Yeah, he's never in that chair.
Yeah.
And when he does his show, it's 3 days a week. I don't know. What does he do? 100 shows a year? I'm not even sure what it is. So when you caught wind of this, Karl, you were like, God damn it. The first great Stern moment in 5-10 years, and I missed it, right? That was probably how you felt.
No, and it drags on for so long. Like if it was like a quick pop and then, all right, here's Howard kind of thing. But it's like they really have no respect for their audience, and rightfully so. I've been listening for the last 2 days, and I haven't listened to Howard in a long time. Like I mentioned, I didn't realize that every phone call is a middle-aged woman who wants to talk about getting the booster shot with Howard. I'm like, oh, this is what the audience is now? Of course they fall for this dumb shit.
Well, also, go ahead, Easy. Sorry.
If I may.
Yeah.
you guys have had rabbit ears because you've been seeking this out. I have not. The first time that I heard about this prank was about 90 seconds ago. No one's talking about this.
Well, that's probably true. Those of us who were seeking it out. And so what do you think, Easy? This is your natural first reaction. Pretty funny, right? Almost as funny as turn green.
We had another one. We had another one. We convinced the audience that if you take a salt shaker and close your mouth, or you pretend there's a salt shaker in your hand, and if you go like this, it'll taste like salt.
Hold on a second.
I don't understand.
Wait.
Christian, put it on the large screen.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Easy. We're going to need to. Yeah. Thank you, Karl.
And if you do two, we're saying this on the radio. You might want to put me back up. I'm going.
Well, that's salt and pepper, right? Yeah.
So we did that. And to this day, I still hear stupid people come walking up to me at the grocery. Man, I fell for it. I was at a traffic light doing it. You'd be amazed at how stupid people are at these things.
No, I don't think I would be that amazed.
I like how important this whole thing was that Andy couldn't shave and clean up.
Yeah, he looks so not as gay when he isn't on the New Year's Eve thing.
Well, he was out partying the night before, and he, if Howard or somebody called him and said, you come do this, he's probably like, all right, I will. He wasn't expecting to come to work or do anything today. He probably had a bender going on the night before. He looks like shit.
Yeah, poppers were still in place, I think.
And if you're going to try to make this a serious thing, one, you don't do it from his studio. You do it from your own studio. Two, you don't mention Howard at all during the whole time that they're going to do this this stunt, because in radio, when somebody gets let go, whatever, you don't mention them. They never happen. If he was just doing Andy 100, they made production, whatever, and just didn't mention Howard for how long did this go on? 10 minutes?
15.
Yeah.
15.
And ERock. Obviously, Andy Cohen's right there. They can grab him easily to do this kind of thing. But what if they got David Lee Roth? How fucking great would that have been? Now that's a stunt.
What if they got Anthony?
Yeah, that's true. Count Connor, who again made the How's Your News that we played earlier, had to use an R-word removing filter to make John sound more like them. And does Karl still distrust Josh Allen? Well, that's what people really tuned in for, was Bills talk. But if there was ever a week to talk Bills, it's right now.
It is right now. What an amazing comeback. This guy, 251 yards in the fourth quarter alone, and he's the greatest player, the best player in the league. I'm sorry, I take all that back. He broke his hand early in the season last year, and I lost faith. I'm over it now. I moved on.
Yeah, well, if you stick around long enough, I might have a video that'll make you laugh about that. Hellraiser 69 WATB is the best show on YouTube. You know what? Who am I to argue with Hellraiser 69? And of course, Hellraiser 69 also with an April Foes. I did a really bad one. I'm sorry.
April Foes.
Yeah, there you go. Much better. Queefer Stotherlin, Adam Bush's #1 fan, with 20 Mexican dollars. Somebody's going to have to look up what that is. Send Mersh the link. This Just Do It needs to get mershed. It seemed like a surprising number of people that you were surrounded by, Karl, were Team Mersh. But
go figure.
In any case, let's get back to the hilarity. Erik Zane, you commented the show didn't seem gay enough. Don't worry.
Joining me as always is my co-host John Hill. John, a surreal morning here. Good morning,
sweetie. You're doing great, sweetie.
By the way, I loved him in the film The Birdcage alongside Nathan Lane, aka me. So it's a very chiseled nose this guy's got.
Well, thank you, sweetie.
How does it feel?
I have to say, I fantasized for years about sitting in this chair. This is not how I thought this would go down.
Right.
I feel like the body, as it were, isn't cold. Howard and the executive team at Sirius felt that it was best to kind of part ways now. If you are listening, Howard, I do love you, and I hope that after you do whatever healing needs to happen, you will come back stronger than ever. I just want all of Howard's fans to know you will have a home on Andy 100. There will still be a lot of housewives talk, bachelor talk.
So, Easy, you're covering your face while you watch this. Is this uncomfortable for you to watch some broadcasting brilliance like this?
Well, anything that has been on the Stern show, it's made me feel that way, and it's continuing. This is unreal, frankly.
Well, I don't want this to be another one of those biased panel shows on this network, like Point Double Point. I want to bring in an opposing opinion.
Okay.
Someone who is a fan of Howard Stern wants to chime in. Smokey Harold is here with us.
Hello there. I am a little confused here. I was invited on to praise the great Howard Stern in this H.G. Wells War of the Worlds type prank that we were all involved with. It was amazing. And I hear this bashing. What's going on here? This criticism seems uncouth and uncalled for.
Well, we are classless individuals, Smokey. Why don't you tell us what you think of what we just watched? Andy 100.
Well, I thought, first of all, Andy is a fellow LGBTQIA. Yes, there are gays in the South. Get used to it, America. But also, what is a mush?
A Southern accent? That's what that was?
I think.
It's
do you have a mint julep with you?
North Georgia. North Georgia.
It's a mint julep scented dildo.
Someone's got to tell me what a mush is before this is over, but that's neither here nor there. We're talking about Howard Stern and his mastery of the craft. And what he did to us is he pulled the wool over our eyes. I thought we were getting a gayer Howard. Yeah. But no, I did see Howard Stern's name still in the room and on the TV, so I wasn't completely fooled. Yeah. But I do think I felt like a child again. I felt the energy of innocence and to suspend disbelief again. What is wrong with all y'all?
Well, you know what? Maybe we're not giving it a fair enough shot, Smokey. I'm going to put you backstage, and we'll see if you agree with us in a little bit. Smokey Harold. Yeah, that's Southern. You didn't realize that guy was Southern?
Yeah, I guess.
I didn't know Foghorn Leghorn was a Howard Stern fan, but that's fantastic.
All right. I know the bit should, Karl, you said it. The bit should have been over already. But if it had ended here, you're like, all right, okay, let's just hear what Howard has to say. But it wouldn't be the Howard Stern show, even with a fake fill-in host, if there weren't fake phone callers.
Oh, wow. The phone lines are lit up. I mean, John, dare we go there?
Let's try it. Listen, whatever. We're stepping up, right?
Okay, Paul in Long Island, what's going on?
What the fuck is this?
Oh, good morning.
No ending? No goodbye? This is it?
So in
He's
all
not
of the
from Long
history,
Island, there was no F-bombs dropped or the other F words for their community. That guy's not from Long Island. It's a paid caller.
well, in all the history of radio, Erik Zane, have you ever heard a better phone line than the one that guy was on? I think Erik Zane muted himself. So
all right, I was just gonna say it sounds like he's in the next room.
Yes, maybe even the same room. And he's obviously
hold on. You don't think that the head sales rep for SiriusXM is also just a giant fan who was surprised by this happening?
No, I don't think
so. On the Stern show today, they were playing some behind the scenes stuff. And the call screener was even saying, "You've reached Andy 100. What do you want to talk about?" And Howard's like, "I mean, we spared no expense on this. Even the people calling in, we were saying, like, that's the bare minimum of what you could do." It was so lame.
Yeah, actually, they posted that to their social media. So let's let people see how that was going.
100, what do you want to say to Andy Cohen?
Oh, I thought I was calling Howard Stern.
Well, it used to be the Howard Stern show. Now it's the Andy Cohen show. Anything you want to say to Andy?
No, thanks.
By the way, the call screening on that show has really made an upgrade. We can say what we want about it. Better. This guy's great.
Andy 100, what do you want to say to Andy Cohen?
I'd like to know what is going on with Howard. I feel like he needs to say goodbye to us. I am not ready for Andy Cohen, and I'm like literally crying in my car. I'm like having a panic attack in my car.
Is he really on for good?
Andy Cohen? Yeah, he's really on for good.
Wow, I'm canceling today. I'll go on the air and tell him, but you won't want to hear that. I don't give a fuck. Fuck this guy.
I'll put him on.
See you later.
Andy 100, what do you want to say to Andy Cohen?
I'm done with Sirius.
I guess I would like to say that I'm going to cancel my Sirius subscription this morning. This is awful. I'm never going to listen to this show. They've
you're like
destroyed
8
the
minutes
entire
too
fucking
late.
business.
Stern show, what do you want to say to Howard?
Sirius subscription. Holy shit.
Right.
You just realized now that that's a waste of money? Okay.
You know, in old school radio, you get those threats all the time when something like this would happen. But I think I don't know. Those people may have actually have canceled their subscriptions. So, I mean, they're probably going to get them back. At least they hope. But I can guarantee you there were a lot of people who actually did cancel those subscriptions.
No, they didn't. If this thing only lasted 15 minutes, it takes a couple hours on the phone to try to cancel a SiriusXM subscription. So while they're in the middle of trying to cancel, Howard already came back on. They go, never mind, and they hang up.
That's funny.
Maybe I'm overthinking it.
Well, I don't know, ERock, because we'll jump ahead, but there was a fake caller that seems to have canceled the subscription.
Wanted to say this morning when I turned on to hear the announcement, it took me about 2 minutes to be online canceling my subscription to SiriusXM. And they transfer you over to the chat bot, and chat bot was like, why are you canceling? And I said, I only subscribed for Howard Stern. Well, how about this? And they tried to offer me nope. And then, well, how about this? Nope. So I got all canceled, and then I go to the page, your show page, and I see everybody saying it was a joke, and I'm like, oh my God. I had to go and resubscribe.
What are the odds that actually happened?
I am not reading this off a script.
And I'm already chat bot on the air. I think it'd be more convincing.
And by the way, we've mostly been looking at video of this, but if you were listening on your phone or on your car, it still had the Howard logo. I wanted to go back to that caller who clearly wasn't from Long Island, because this is where Andy and his co-host started to have fun.
I think you're going to lose a lot of people this way, and Sirius doing it this way is going to piss off a lot of people too.
You're not wrong. I think there's probably a lot of angry listeners right now. You sound kind of attractive, Paul.
Yeah, are you gay?
Uh-oh.
What's up? How many inches we talking? What's up?
Oh, God.
All right. Yeah. Thanks.
All right. We'll take that as a yes.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
I'm anxious to hear when they actually bring Howard back, how they did that.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you've had enough of this horse shit, because
Are those the least convincing gay guys you've ever heard? Wow, you sound hot. How many inches we talking about? That's like what straight people think gay people would say.
What is weird is even though they're pretending like they're taking over, the topics that they're discussing and the things that they're saying are still the same things Howard would talk about. The Bachelor, the Love Island thing, how many inches are you? That's all Howard shit.
Right.
They're all just doing this. Who knew that Howard was just really appealing to the gay audience?
There's one part of that whole thing that was actually funny. Andy makes the point that the show's actually going to be less gay now. They're not going to have as many nude men in the studio.
Right.
But it's not worth playing. But ERock, as a fan of radio and imaging, I wanted you to hear that they went to the effort to create this Andy 100 jingle.
Andy 100.
Andy 100.
So it must have been real. I mean, obviously everybody was convinced when they heard that.
That was some big bank they spent on Fiverr to get that. That was fantastic.
All right. So let's hear when Howard actually did sign on. This is what EZ's been waiting for. And EZ, you're going to be blown away. You're going to agree with Smokey Harold.
Hey now. Hey now. Hey now. Robin, hey now. Hey now. Hey everybody.
Hey now to you.
Hey now to you too. What a summer it's been. And thank you, Andy Cohen, for that little bit. Already, Variety has reported Howard Stern show canceled at SiriusXM. Andy Cohen takes over Stern's channel. It's already up. They came out already.
They're fast.
15 minutes was the turnaround for major entertainment publications to post all of that. So without sourcing, calling for comments, talking to the company. Was there a press release? 15 minutes at 7 in.m, and all of a sudden all these major sites have this exclusive story.
This is a screenshot of the AP. The Variety article they talked about, by the time I listened, it had been changed, but it was apparently up for about half an hour. And there's nothing about that stunt, Easy. You're going to have to agree with me here that no one should have been convinced by it, right?
Well, most people that listen to the radio are stupid.
Okay.
And that's what's always been beat into everybody's brain. So you got to really be specific about what you're talking about. And they will believe you if you say it on the radio.
Right, but
will.
I think Christian's point is that variety should probably get a source, right?
Well,
Maybe make a phone
AP,
call.
The AP, one of the most, like the leading trusted news sources in the world, for half an hour had the hoax article up there while Howard even returned.
Yeah, but you got to understand the people that are running these now are gullible people who are probably the bottom of the barrel and probably wouldn't have been hired 25 years ago.
Journalism is dead, and that's the one takeaway that Howard had after the summer that I completely agree with. I'm glad he figured that out. He'll forget about it probably by tomorrow and be reporting on some horseshit story that he read in the newspaper, but at least he realized they got everything wrong about him.
Well, not only did old-fashioned print media get it wrong, this also happened.
We've got some breaking news for you this morning. Howard Stern officially splitting with SiriusXM after nearly 20 years. He had teased an announcement about the future on September 2nd's episode. That was then postponed until today, but when the show started this morning, Andy Cohen introduced himself and said the channel will now be known as Andy 100. Cohen said the handoff was meant to be cleaner, and this morning's announcement wasn't how things were supposed to go. He said he's confident that Howard Stern will land on another platform soon, and we're going to try to dig into what's exactly happened here. Of course, Howard Stern had been paid, I think, something on the order of about $100 million.
For 5 years.
Yeah.
All right. One, look at the stock dropping right there in the ticker from this announcement. Two, I actually believe for this situation, I believe the people there thought it was real. Because like the hosts aren't news gathering and putting all this stuff up there. They had somebody in the back that was just listening, heard the first 5 minutes. We got to get this on the air, race to put this on. So I believe CNBC got duped.
Yeah,
Like
they
the
may
other
have just
people-
grabbed it off the AP Newswire. It could be that simple. But don't worry.
Also, that little montage they have of the different stills of Howard, that was ready for when he dies. That's why they had that ready to go.
Oh, yeah. If you out there don't know, every network has death montage packages of anybody of any kind of note for sports, music, just celebrities, politicians. They're ready at a moment's notice. They have a death package. They have departments that only make death packages.
There's a Joe Biden tape that has so much dust on it. They're like, are we ever going to fucking get to this thing? Should we throw it out?
Well, the good news for CNBC is that this was only a few minutes later.
Stern thing was a joke. He trolled viewers with the gag that Andy Cohen had taken over his slot.
That whole
It was
thing
an
is a joke?
entire head
Not even
fake
April
and a
Fools.
joke.
How could he do this?
He gleefully turned the chatter into a tune-in promo. His show told listeners, I think it's a joke. This is
Oh, my
Variety.
goodness gracious. So Variety, by the way, I believe wrote a headline originally saying that he left.
So he's saying
Shut
this
up.
isn't our fault.
Yeah, you fell for it too. You don't
Covered in his ass right there.
Yeah. Well, I want to give this guy another few seconds.
There was a whole number of headlines that he left.
It wasn't just
And
us.
this is why when I heard the Andy thing, I thought, you're not hearing it directly from him. This is kind of weird. Maybe they're still negotiating. That's why I said maybe they're still negotiating. This seems such a strange thing. Within
that's
2 minutes.
good.
So here we are.
That is really good.
They may have gotten everybody. Robert, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Howard Stern, thank you. And Andy, thank you for getting everybody. Coming up.
I just have to say, I love this. This is the best Howard Stern thing he could ever do.
Yeah.
Is it?
So
This was the best.
For years, radio people, I don't know if they've been doing it nearly as much, this type of, radio, morning radio has just kind of like become a punchline. This is the bare minimum of what he could possibly do for a prank. Just get another guy in there and say it. Make a jingle. There's nothing to this prank. If Howard were attempting something like this 20 years ago, he may have actually worked at it to make it something that was several levels above what this nonsense.
That's a great point, Eric, because he was supposed to come back the day after Labor Day and he got sick. He had a really bad cold, as he explained, so he couldn't come back. So he has a staff of people that's 80 people or something like that, and they couldn't get together in a week's time to figure out something interesting to do on Monday morning.
But let's remember the last time Howard attempted this? It was back when he was still on terrestrial. He got the music director at ERock, Rob Cross, to come on, and then he got Jennifer Lopez's sister, who worked within the company, to come over, and they did Cross and Lopez in the morning and that went like 20 something minutes before Howard even bothered to come on, and that was at 6 a.m. back then. That was just thrown together too. It was like basic generic bumpers and some kind of music bed they were talking over, and that was it. Like there's no thought for a long-term payoff on this thing here. It's just like, hey, I just had this idea at 8 p.m. at night. Now everyone is scrambling because they got to go to bed, and they're trying to get all this shit done and ready by the time the morning show starts to put this together. Nothing is ever planned out.
Nobody knew, including Andy Cohen. Obviously, he would have been on partying all night.
Anything, he's hung over. He's like, yeah, I was doing
Face
this.
is shiny. It has dried semen on his face.
Dry. Yeah. All right.
In his
so,
hair, he's doing the something about Mary look.
Howard eventually dives into it.
You've been reading in the paper about me or about Robin is completely false. What pisses
like
me off
Baby
is now
Godzilla.
I can't leave.
I'm sorry, which one? Because
Robin looks like Baby Godzilla. Oh my God.
Oh, Godzuki.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I can't leave. I've been thinking about retiring.
Oh, ERock, this is your favorite part of what
I
we
hate
have
this.
Me off
video.
is now I can't leave. I've been thinking about retiring. Now I can't.
What do you think about that, Erik?
Well, play the next part before we
Okay,
comment.
sure.
Because then they'll say I got pushed out. So I'll be back.
right. Yeah.
Here's the truth.
Okay.
SiriusXM.
Okay.
I get it, because then they'll say I'll be pushed back. You started the whole fucking thing.
He denies that.
I said it on Karl's show
Yep.
when this thing broke out. I've said it everywhere else that we talked about this there. The fact that this all stems from a bullshit, like blind gossip article in The Sun, of all publications, The Sun, and it built off of this nonsense from that shit that they they purposely planted there. And then we saw over time when the producers of the show were retweeting and Instagram posts about stuff about Howard as people leaking things out or whatever. And then Shuli's on his show, and he goes, he's been in that world for forever. And he goes, yeah, this has to be them, because that place is run like a Gestapo. Nobody steps out of line. Nobody posts anything unless it's approved of. So when you start seeing them all post this thing, you go, oh, it is coming from them. That confirmed it's all coming from them. Now he's saying, well, now I can't leave because they'll say I pushed out. You caused the thing. Like, I know this is bullshit too, but the way Howard is, it's kind of like Opie. Like, you start thinking, like, he kind of does believe it, even though he's reasonable thinking is saying that's not what's happened, but he's starting to believe his own hype, his own lie, his own whatever. I can't leave because then they'll say I've been pushed out. You caused the whole thing. Nobody with a half a brain believed that that you were not coming back, because where else is he going to go? Not that, he's not talented or anything, but he can't stop at this point in his life. Do you think he's ready to retire? Even though he took the summer off, he's not ready to sit around at home and do nothing but, hang out with cats. Can
we talk about this? Can you put us full screen real quick, Christian? I'm sorry.
No,
this is the thing. I really want to talk to ERock about this.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you and I got this completely right from the beginning when all this stuff started leaking. We're talking about when he comes back, there's not going to be a new announcement. There's not going to be a new contract. It doesn't make any sense.
No, it's exactly that. April's
too
going to
much
come
time
back
left.
on the show. You know how it's going to go.
Right. There's too much time in the year left on his current contract for him to come on and actually make a big announcement when he comes back. Fucking Opie fell for all of this.
I fell for it. I'm not going to lie. I fell for it.
Well, there's a bit of a difference if Zane fell for it, because he was saying, he's like, I haven't been paying attention to this. So if you're not really paying attention, you're half looking over at the paper or on the news and you see it on TV.
True.
You don't really know. Ope's been following this. You're right. What else is amazing? A quick sidebar with this. We covered Brother Wee's getting pushed out of radio last week, right? His mentor, he has not said a word about Wee's leaving. No videos, no context, no post, no nothing.
Dude, you're getting views on those Wee's videos. Opie's not taking advantage of that?
No, he was still talking about Howard, and then he's going for like National Enquirer headlines. He's like, the conjoined twins had a baby, and he's ranting about that. I go, no one's talking about the conjoined twins baby thing. Howard, okay, I kind of get, but it's been video after video after video, and nothing about Wee's. I'm like,
I just want to, so that's weird. And let's table that, because I do want to talk about that.
Yeah.
But so Opie came on. He said he had an insider at Sirius because he still has friends there, and that they were going to re-sign Howard to another monster contract because they're all afraid. He goes, the executives at Sirius are afraid of Howard, and they have to just give in. That's why he gets summers off. They're going to give him all the money that he wants because that's what he's going to come back and announce. He was completely wrong about that. Also, I have it on good authority. People like to say that Howard re-signed another $100 million a year contract. No fucking way. That's why he has summers off. That's why he only does 100 shows a year, because they're like, okay, we got to negotiate this. We can't pay you this much money anymore.
He hasn't had, this is what other people don't understand. He hasn't had the $100 million contract since his first contract, which was 5 years coming to Sirius. After that, it dropped to 80. It was an 80 million for however that second contract was. Past that point, I don't know what it decreased to, but it's nowhere near 100 million. The news, everybody else went with 100 million because that's really the only contract anyone knew when he started 20 years ago at Sirius. They just knew that number. It's a nice round number. It's a ridiculous number.
And isn't that interesting that we don't know what Howard's number is? That never gets out, but we do know Alex Cooper. We do know Smartless.
That's exactly
Cohen
what
O'Brien. Yeah.
It falls into the line of what Sirius has been doing with $100 million deals, from Conan to like you said, Alex Cooper to Smartless. The Stephen A. Smith deal was over. They didn't really give out the number, but like other people were estimating that it is over $100 million because it's him, the operations, other shows under his little umbrella network and all that stuff. So that's a number Sirius likes to throw around all the time, that 100 million equivalent. So it makes sense to use it for Howard, but Howard hasn't had those contracts after his first 5 years. Not that he's not making a lot of money, but he's not making $100 million.
The one thing that I do believe from all of what he talked about yesterday is that some of his contract, maybe a sizable portion of it, is stock, and he does legitimately want the stock to do better because then he
we saw it on the CNBC clip. It was tanking as they made the announcement.
Yeah, that's true. They did go very quick. So how do we say that?
I don't know. Yeah, I think it's L-I-L-I-L-I-L-I.
Okay. Hey, WATB guy, thanks for changing that terrible background you used to have. You're suddenly watchable. Hi, Karl. Hi, Fat Boy. Hey, I'm working on it, so go fuck yourself, all right? I'm trying.
Good for you, Christian.
Yeah, well, I'm trying. I think he means the background, the AI logo we used to have for the show. I like that logo, but Karl, I know you didn't. So.
Terrible.
That's all right. So let's go back to the video. Oh, sorry. Sorry for our audio audience. We're not able to see that. Listen, you say his name and he appears. What did Opie think about this?
Oh, my God. The Howard Stern prank was fake. Oh, thank God. Howard Stern is not retiring. Man, he had everyone fooled yesterday. That's for sure. After taking the whole summer off, showing his jealousy for all the other shows at SiriusXM getting bigger than him, he announces, I'm going to have a big announcement on September 8th. So all his faithful fans, they tune in SiriusXM on.
I'm going to point out a couple of things. His video's lagging, not because of me playing it back. That's how I recorded it. And there's a crawl at the top of the screen that just says audio only on Opie Radio podcast. Karl, you were in marketing. I think I might have heard you mention once or twice. Is that the way to let people know how to find audio for the Opie Radio podcast, to just have that scroll up there? Does that help them?
Well, the funny thing about this, too, is that Opie, out of nowhere, went from 300 views on a video to 36,000.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he doesn't realize he's buying views or he forgot or something. So he's just like, shit, I got to start cross-promoting with all these eyeballs I'm getting out here.
Yeah, so you could find the audio-only Opie Radio podcast somewhere. He had that deal with iHeart that he was proud of, but
that's right.
He doesn't actually.
He hasn't mentioned it since.
And I do know a few people who work at iHeart, and no one's heard anything. No one's ever heard any mention of Opie being a part.
I was in the New York offices around the time when he made that announcement, and I was asking people from different states. I'm like, did you know Opie? And either they didn't know who he was, depending on their age, and then the others were like, "What? I didn't hear. Nobody heard about it." So I don't know what the deal was.
It wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
I get reached out to by iHeart people all the time They're like, hey, we were really interested in your podcast. And I think a couple of years ago, I would forward them to Erik and just be like, hey, is this someone I should talk to? And Erik's like, I have no idea who that person is. So there's like people who work for iHeart just like in recruitment mode, but it's not like a real deal or anything. They just want to like get a percentage of your ad revenue.
Rev share, like we'll place some ads on your podcast, and then if you hit a certain threreshold, we'll give you a few bucks out of it. That's
right. Karl, would you be interested in having the same audience but less money? Come talk to us, please. We're very interested in having you over there.
You know how like when you produce your podcast, it gets spit out to all the podcasting platforms.
Sure.
It's just that happens to everybody. I'll bet you he finally was just given access to iHeart, and he's writing it up and saying it's a deal.
So the guy fixing his air conditioning was like, "Do you have an RSS feed?" And he's like, "What now?"
It's like,
but he also
getting your show on Podbean is what this is.
he promotes this old ancient software that Sirius bought like a decade ago. I'm sorry, not Sirius. iHeart bought it like a decade ago called Spreaker, and it's just some software that they have, and he promotes the link to that. If you go to the link, it's a very antiquated player. It's one click. There's no scroll button. There's no anything there other than a download button and a play button. And the thing with iHeart is that I get emails on this all the time. You need to promote the app. Get the show on the iHeart Radio app. You're pushing people to the app. He's doing the exact opposite of what the whole mandate is for the company. It's like, here's my Spreaker link that nobody goes to, knows how to use. Just say, go and get it on the app. Put yourself in the preset positions, all that shit that they tell you to do. He does none of it. So if he said it the first day, and then he was broadcasting from that bar that he goes to. Yeah, we're on iHeart now, and then never again. Every clip you guys have featured on any show or platform, if I go in and try to look at his live streams, never a word. So it's like, wouldn't you be like putting that up front? Like, yeah, I got that network deal that he's been trying to get for the whole time. Nothing.
Well, we love nothing more than hot takes on this show. And JFK Head Chunk points out, Opie rock like a Stevie Wonder when he talks. He is moving around a lot. I do want to get a little bit more Opie.
September 8th, that would be yesterday, right? And all of a sudden, Howard Stern's not there, bitches. It's Andy Cohen, the it girl at SiriusXM. And Andy Cohen announces, I am officially taking over Howard 100, Howard 101.
By the way, is calling Andy Cohen the it girl a hate crime? I'll take my answer off the air.
People are going nuts. His fan base is going nuts. The press, the worldwide press picks up on.
Have you guys noticed anything about Opie's shirt that he's wearing? I'm going to try and back it up a little bit there. Just wanted you to see that he thought that this was the suitable shirt for on camera. There are so many holes in that shirt. And also, I'm fairly sure it's on backwards. I'm just guessing.
It's interesting, too, because a week or two ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, he was talking about how he was trying to dress nicer because the powers that be were telling him he needs to present better. And I don't know if he's like still looking for a radio gig or if it's an iHeart thing or what's going on. And he's right back to wearing a shirt with a stretched out collar and fucking tears in it.
It's over. Yeah.
Press picks up on it. They're writing their articles. Howard Stern is taking his ball and going home. People are losing their effing minds. And then 3.5 minutes later, Howard Stern comes on and says it was a prank. Boo! God, man, that's why Opie and Anthony, we were the kings of, dare I say, radio? No, I won't say
that. Glory days.
So he multiple times in this video makes the point that it was over in 2.5 minutes. And it's fine that Opie didn't listen. But don't pretend that you did. Because clearly we showed there was a solid 15 minutes of Andy 100. And the Opster didn't listen.
Yeah, so easy. You guys had that thing where you'd yell at the stoplight and it would change colors. Did you ever tell your audience the mayor died? Try to convince them the mayor was there. That's a fun one too. It's fun.
The best part about the mayor prank is telling people about the mayor prank. Like when if you have this discussion with somebody who's not in radio, you say, "Oh, you know what? There was this one show." That's the fun, is telling people that these assholes did that. It's hilarious.
Yep.
We, of course, have to get back to Howard, but Karl, you noticed something about Opie. There's probably lots of notice about Opie there. Did you see where he was?
He's back at the beach.
Yeah, remember, didn't he head back into the city with his family so his kids could go back to school?
Well, he's also in that clip. I mean, it's not even worth pointing out anymore. Bitching about how Howard took the summer off. Opie was at his beach house all summer long.
ERock, you might not want to comment on this, but didn't Opie lose mornings because
He lost his job for taking the summer off.
because he wasn't supposed to? We
Yeah.
got Jim and Sam, which I thought was a great show because Opie took the summer off.
He worked that was 2016.
Yeah.
He worked some kind of deal post Anthony, right? Like the company was scrambling to salvage everything that we had with Anthony gone. So they let him pretty much dictate and do whatever he wanted for that 2-year contract. So 2016 was the end of the 2-year contract. He had a thing with the show. We couldn't take off any days. Like we worked several months straight. Unless it was a federal holiday, we didn't take vacation. We couldn't take any of this stuff because he was saving up his days to take the entire summer off. And then when he took the summer off, we were hearing from management, it's like, you know, you guys are up at the beginning of October. We're trying to negotiate and we can't get in touch with him. Our agent had died, by then, but Bob Eatman was gone. So they were talking to Opie. He wasn't answering calls. He was writing cryptic messages in the sand on the beach and posting them online that October, Artie and Opie, and it's like, I'm not coming back. He would sit on a subway and it would be so loud and he'd be like that, and like he's admitting what's going on, but you can't hear. Like he was putting all this shit out there, and us as a staff, we're like, what the fuck is going on? We don't know if we're continuing past the end of September, and this guy's fucking around for 3 months.
You know, it's just like that poker game I was playing with Rich Voss and Anthony Cumia. I had pocket eights, and I was like king of shit mountain with these pocket eights. Turns out a lot of things beat pocket eights, and a lot of broadcasters are better than Opie. He might have overplayed his pocket eights on that one.
Well, Easy, I know you have to run in a moment, and before you do, I think the show wouldn't be complete for you if we didn't check in with our friend Smokey Harold again. Smokey, are you hearing any falsehoods? Is there anything you want to dispute about the great Howard Stern?
I don't know about Howard Stern, but this Opie guy seems funny and entertaining. I'm going to look him up.
Yeah.
He seems on the level of Howard. I like him. His hair and the breeze. I like that.
He is the next Howard. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll bring you back when we play some more Howard clips. Thank you, Smokey. So
570 people watching. Hit the like button while you're here.
Subscribe,
Hit
you
the
cowards.
like button. Let's go.
Easy. I know you have to run. Hope everything turns out all right. He's transitioning, but Easy, if you
Into
want
a man?
Just like we practiced in rehearsal, Karl.
You're gonna see Lucy in a couple days, Easy.
Oh my God, I'm so wet.
Let's go.
Well, you can't get tickets anymore, but yes, Eric Zane will be there at the Magic Bag in Ferndale. So if you already have tickets, look for him. And where else can people find you, Easy?
I do the show every day on Twitch, 10 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. Fridays. Come see me and hang out.
All right, we appreciate it. Thank you. And everybody will get more Eric Zane next week. I do want to make sure that we actually let Howard address all of these rumors from over the summer. So we'll go back to this video.
And my team have been talking about how we go forward in the future. They've approached me. They've sat down with me like they normally do, and they're fantastic.
So this is exactly what you guys were saying a few minutes ago. It's like, there is no news. There is nothing to report.
We've been talking. And by the way, I'm absolutely flattered that anybody even cares whether I resign. So, I mean, in a way, it was confirmation that I matter. But it was such big news.
He said something on his show this morning. I was out riding my bike and I'm listening to the show. I'm just getting angry. I wish I was writing down notes. But Howard said something about how all he does is tell the truth on his show. And if you want to know what's actually going on, all you got to do is listen to him on his show. How about addressing the fact that Stuttering John is suing Shuley, you fucking asshole? You don't think that's relevant to the Howard Stern audience? You don't talk about anything relevant or real. You're fucking full of shit. This whole thing was just like, wow, I'm flattered anyone even wants me to resign. The fucking ego on this asshole to pretend that he's just, wow, there's still people interested in me. Go fuck yourself.
My favorite recent Howard memory was after Gilbert Gottfried had passed, and they played some memories from the show, obviously heavily edited and sanitized, and a real caller got through and said, "Yeah, this is all great, but how come he's not on the show anymore?" And Howard's
sound like a potato.
Yeah, I was gonna say I must have been Cardiff.
Actually, you're probably right. Oh, hello. And he was just like, well, he was crazy. He's like, you know what? I'll tell you tomorrow. And then he was off for 2 weeks. And I actually checked. He did not pick that back up. So he never actually addressed that question. But I want to let Howard finish this thought.
Yeah. The only annoying part was having to answer my friend's text. But one of the positive things about all this fake news is that I heard from a lot of companies who want the show. They're like,
okay, as a couple of professionals in broadcasting, do you think a lot of people reached out to Howard? I'm not going to say the number's 0.
I think you got the same email from iHeart that Opie did.
What do you think, ERock?
Well, I was going to say, iHeart probably knew. I think they knew better, but they put a feeler out anyway. I think if Howard didn't continue this show, he would get like that Letterman deal with Netflix where they're like, hey, we'll let you do an interview special. You can interview, some of your favorite celebrity guests or people that you never got a chance to talk to before. And we'll just do, little interview segments as a show. I don't see other radio companies can't keep their own employees. The radio's been in a downslide for the last decade and there's constant layoffs. They can't afford what Howard would command to put him back on a network, national and international terrestrial syndication.
Also,
they can't afford that.
ERock, remember the original leak that we know Stern's team put out talked about the fact that HBO Max or Netflix might be interested in this. He planted these seeds already. So now he's doing it again. And by the way, other companies are reaching out. They're hearing about this thing. So this is all to try to draw up interest and get some people talking to his agent.
It's the equivalent of saying people are saying. What people? Yeah. Who did you hear from? Can you give us any source? Nah, I can't do that.
One of the things you referenced earlier, Karl, was that a lot of us had that question, especially last Tuesday. Why was there no show? And people wanted to hear, and Howard wanted to explain.
I was all set to come on. And I made the mistake of going out the last week of my vacation and actually interacting with people.
Oh, boy. Jesus. Oh, boy. Here we go.
And I got so sick. I have the worst. I thought I had COVID, but I have a terrible, I don't know what I have. I just thought it was a cold. But this is the cold that won't go away. And today I'm going to go to a doctor right after the show because I thought
it's almost like, and I don't know, I'm no doctor, but it's almost like if your immune system is used to bacteria and germs and viruses, be better at maybe fighting them, since he was out with Beth and Beth's fine.
He finally left the house after being the John Travolta boy in the plastic bubble. And who figured that he'd get sick?
He talked about that too. He talked about his summer vacation. He's like, we never left the house. It was so great.
Yeah.
Like he just wants to be home playing with his fucking guitar every single day or painting. I don't even know what he's up to these days. And
it wasn't that he just left his house. He went to see Metallica's private show in the Hamptons.
Right.
So he's there with Paul McCartney. He's there with all these big
Richard Christie wearing a diaper. Yep.
Jim Florentine was there. So he went to, I don't know, a 200-person venue that 500 people were crammed into. He might actually be onto something about that. But
had a cold and it would go away. Last night, the whole thing returned. Last week, I had no voice whatsoever. Could not come on the air. I mean, I literally couldn't get out a word. So I don't know. This is the fucking cold from hell. Maybe this is what happens as you get older. Colds just linger more or something. I don't know. But Jesus Christ, I don't know what the fuck I've got. But I feel like I'm dead. Last night I said to Beth, I think I'm dying. So
when you lose your voice going to a concert is because you were screaming the songs and going nuts the entire time. That's when it takes like a day or two for your voice to come back. You don't go to a Metallica concert, which, by the way, if you see any of the clips online or the photos, everything, it's not a typical rock concert. People aren't going crazy, smashing into each other, bouncing up and down, whatever. Everyone's standing under a party tent watching Metallica. Nobody's moving around. No one's going crazy. It's a very tame audience. And he's acting like he was at a live Pantera show where everyone's losing their shit and he can't speak for the next couple of days. You went to saw a timid concert for the company, and now it's like, I couldn't talk for a week.
Karl, do you think there's a chance that he threw out his voice singing along to the one song he knows, Enter Sandman?
No. Howard's not having any fun in a Metallica concert.
It's true.
There's no fucking way. As soon as they get there, he's asking Beth when they can leave.
Yeah.
He also addressed
photos that I'm here. Yeah, all right, we're going.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
We're leaving.
Tell Ronnie to get the limo. I'm leaving. Ronnie's not here anymore, Howard.
So he also wanted to address a rumor that was perpetuated on this show.
Rumor when we postponed the show was that my cat died and that I'm so... Can you imagine? I can't do the show because my cat died. Listen, I do love my cats, but fuck, I can do the fucking show.
Are you nuts?
That's a shitty rumor to put out there. One of our cats, Buddy, died. Walter died over the summer.
So in one breath, he's saying like, "Oh, that'd be stupid if my cats died." But a few of my cats did die. Karl, I want to know: are you more or less convinced that he didn't do the show last week because one of his cats died? After you just heard that clip,
I believe that he thinks he was sick and too sick to do his show. I think that's kind of his MO, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I've heard when Howard shows up to work and he sounds sick, and he sounds fine in those clips.
That's true.
But
that was a week later, though.
That's true. He does sound better now. You're absolutely right. Smokey, I want to know, what do you think? Why do you think Howard missed doing the show last Tuesday?
Well, I'm not sure about that, but Karl, I did write your name down. Fuck Howard Stern. How dare you? How dare you, sir? This man has given us decades of entertainment. Your show, I haven't looked it up, but I'm sure it's pretty much modeled after the show. You thief. You're a thief and a liar. That's right. And by the way, Foghorn Leghorn is an icon of the South. Just wanted to let you know.
That's true.
He's an icon. But like many Stern fans, I currently own 32 Sirius subscriptions. So I tuned into the 14th and 15th one at the same time, and I was befuddled.
And Smokey, are you also creating sock accounts and tweeting at celebrities about how much you want to see them on the Howard Stern show?
Listen. Who would dare and write and read a script on air and pretend it was real? That's crazy. Also, we should be talking about Reese Witherspoon's IKEA lamp story, or Maroon 5's favorite salad dressing, or Chrissy Teigen's Birkenstocks. Please, that's radio.
Well, Smokey, you are making a lot of sense. We all were fans at one point, and he's given us a lot to think about. So we'll make sure we check in with Smokey.
Well, Adam Bush just had a great take on it, and it's quite obvious that Howard, like Bud Light, hated his customers.
Oh yeah,
he came out and said it, like just like the VP of marketing was just like, well, we don't need frat guys drinking Bud Light. It's like, no, you do. That's exactly who you want drinking Bud Light. And she's like, fuck those people. That's why we're doing Dylan Mulvaney now. And Howard came out in the Pelican brief and said, we have racists and misogynists, and I don't want these people listening to my show. So he definitely pivoted to having people who are A-list celebrity
during the election cycle last year. Remember that clip that went everywhere? He said, if you're a Trump supporter or you have any interest in Trump, it's like, I don't want you listening to my show. Turn it off, cancel. Don't listen to my show.
Right. So he's not doing a show for his audience anymore, which is weird. I mean, I've followed bands for decades and decades. It's not often that they turn on their core fans. But I understand trying to build a fan base and get more people in, but he's literally tried to shift it, and I think he did. Because I listened to these callers, and if any of them are real, these women who are listening to the Howard Stern show and like, oh my gosh, I didn't think you were going to be on anymore, Howard. I was so upset. You're like, oh, that's who he's trying to get listening to the show now.
Well, speaking of the female subscribers, he also wanted to address the rumors on Alex Cooper.
Let me tell you how I feel about Alex Cooper, how I feel about any person who works on these channels. God bless them. If they can bring in a subscriber, it can only be good for me. I got to make sure Alex Cooper or any of them, Fritz the fucking cat, I don't know. Any of these guys, Andy Cohen, Mad Dog, Stephen A. Smith, I only want them to do well.
I do believe that was a stock reaction from Robin, where she laughed when he said Fritz.
I don't know.
Fred pushed.
Any of these guys.
Yeah, right. That's right. She doesn't even need to show up. Look, it's a valid point. I don't know if he actually feels that way, but
well, they're all celebrities, so that's why he's saying it. When we were there and other shows were there, he didn't like us being there. He didn't like the fact that any of these other shows that were getting attention or channels were getting attention away from him. So, and he was pretty vocal about that to any management that was listening. But because these are celebrities, like I only want them to do well. The whole company, if they're doing well and they're bringing subscribers, then the whole company's doing well. He's never been a company guy. He was always, here's me with their branding, but here's me. And like the company needs to serve me.
I remember when Oprah had a channel. I mean, this is early on when he signed over there, and he would rail on that every day.
Because Oprah was part of XM. She was our big tentpole thing while we were at XM. And when the merger happened, then it became Howard and Oprah were in the same headline during the merger, and he didn't like that. He didn't like when they brought when Oprah left and they brought Rosie O'Donnell in, and her show was and channel were a disaster. He rallied against that too. And then they were starting to bring in other radio people. They brought in Art Bell for a little bit, and Art Bell hated it, so he left. They brought in
Art Bell did not like it over there.
No,
I think I can tell you why. I can tell you why. I it has own words here.
You see, this is a we just do it kind of show.
That's right. I feel the same way.
That is the kind of show he does. So listen, there's that talk about Alex Cooper. And I'm going to bring Smokey back in because Smokey, I want to get your live reaction to the Stern staff, the writing staff, earning their keep before that clip about Alex Cooper.
There's another rumor. This actually was printed. Howard Stern is leaving because of Alex Cooper. And I'm going, Alex Cooper, a rock star from the fucking 80s who schools out. And then I realized they're talking about a podcast. I thought they meant Alice Cooper.
Yeah, we got it.
They meant Alex Cooper, the woman they signed.
If you're going to talk about Alice Cooper, is the 80s? Is the 80s the decade you think of?
No. And by the way,
Schools Out came out in the 70s.
Just for that joke, I wore this T-shirt today. Just to
that might be the funniest thing I've ever heard, Howard.
I hate
Smokey.
all of you.
Smokey, you didn't disappoint. That's why
He got me. He got me. Oh, he got me.
Did you know they were different people, Smokey Harold, Alice Cooper, and Alex Cooper?
I mean, I'm from the South. I don't know a lot, but I would fuck both of them probably.
We'll talk to you in a little bit, Smokey. I told him it really is. It's just slightly Southern gay hack ride. That's really all.
I know. But enough about Smokey. I heard that too, that clip. I'm glad you grabbed that because it really shows you have this whole staff of writers, which is unheard of for a radio show. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's like the late night model. It seems like the Jimmy Kimmel influence has really changed the show. For a while, Howard was trying to do a opening monologue on the show. Do you remember those days?
I do.
Because Letterman was such a huge influence on him. And the only reason he hated Carson, he loved Carson, but Carson would never have them on the show. And that's why he grew resentful of Johnny Carson. But Letterman, he became friendly with. He would go on Letterman all the time. That's what he wanted to be. He wanted to be a late night talk show host. And then becoming friends with Kimmel when he got his show and all that just got him another in to something current and thinking like, well, if I listen to them and model my stuff after a late night show, that eventually this could just transition from the morning show to becoming a network late night show. And it didn't work out because no one cares about network late night shows.
Right. But also my point is that, so you have a staff of writers and the best they can come up with is Alex Cooper. Kind of sounds like the name Alice Cooper.
I think he was trying to improv.
No,
I hope not.
No. That's not a note card. In fact, I bet Smokey is still laughing at that joke.
You said Alex, and it's Alex.
Yeah,
that's gross.
So Howard also addressed a rumor, and I'm not going to lie, Karl. Maybe I hadn't heard this. Did you hear the rumor that Robin had died this summer?
No, he made a big deal. He made a big deal out of that. He's like, wow, the news has just been crazy in August. They're getting everything wrong. First, I heard Robin died. I'm like, I didn't hear that.
I didn't hear that.
That would be big news, right?
Yeah. I mean, ERock, you're in the New York City market. Do you think that had that been big news, you would have at least heard like, hey, there's a
It would have been everywhere. Yeah. There was nothing.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. He is able to mine it for comedy.
But I wanted to do a whole fake funeral for Robin where we get the casket.
Okay.
Yeah.
What were you going to do?
And then I was going to put on the lid of the casket like 2 giant lumps, like because your breast didn't fit in the casket. I had a whole fake thing that we were going to do.
That's right. We were going to have a funeral and everything.
So
a whole fake thing he was going to do.
Is Fake boobs. So Karl, Erik, that didn't make you laugh. Smokey, what'd you think of that?
I'm gonna need a break. You're gonna need it to give me a break. I'm having trouble breathing.
All right.
I'm crying.
All
It's
right, we'll
emotional. It's too funny.
We'll get into some other.
There have been no laughs.
What do you mean?
None.
So there was also this idea of somebody being the leaker there on the staff. And ERock, you sent me an amazing video that honestly I probably would have seen by now, but I hadn't seen it when you sent to me.
Yeah.
Do you want to set it up in any way, or should we just dive right into?
No, it just made me even more mad about everyone believing this bullshit.
Okay, well, let's see the video about there being an alleged leaker on the Stern Show staff.
Howard, Robin, this is Shaggy. I've been reading that someone on your staff is leaking stories to the press.
Okay.
Lots of rumors out there, but I can help you get to the bottom of this real quick. Reading the headlines, they say your staff is talking. Some say you're staying, some say you're walking. If you want the answer, then I've got the way. Let me go and ask them who's the leaker to their face. Were you talking to the top lights?
It wasn't me.
Were you yapping to the papers?
It wasn't me.
Sending email to reporters?
It wasn't me.
Leak the story about Howard. It wasn't fucking me. Sorry, Howard. I did my best. Nobody's fessing up. Let me know if you want me to waterboard some of these fools.
Smokey, that worked for you, right?
Big fan of Shaggy since '92 tour I went to down the south. He came down. We decided to listen and not lynch. It was amazing.
That's Smokey's ringtone now.
I have two comments
Yes,
about
please.
this, and it actually comes from this show this morning I was listening to. They're talking about this staff leaks some more, and one of the things that came out was someone on the staff saying nobody likes Howard. He sucks to work for. He's miserable, and we can't wait. We've checked out. We can't wait to be done with this. And Howard's response was actually pretty interesting. He goes, "They don't like me. They don't even know me. I'm nowhere to be found. I don't communicate with any of these people." He brings Gary. I was like, "Gary, do you ever talk to any of the staff?" Of course not. They don't fucking know who I am.
Gary, have I ever been in the same room as John Bladt?
Right? They have no idea. So I thought that was actually a pretty good comeback. Like, yeah, they wouldn't even know who this guy is. But the other thing that happened was Howard's like, "So are people leaking things to the press?" And Gary goes, "Yeah, when you sent out the email late on Monday last week saying there is no show Tuesday, there were media outlets that ran with no show Tuesday as planned before it came out as a rerun." And so Gary goes, "I mean, obviously that was just an internal email that went out to just people who work on the show. So I had to get out there somewhere." So Howard's like, "Well, then who is leaking this information?" And Gary's explanation, this is wild. I don't know how you get away with this. The old Howard Stern would never let this slide, but he did. Gary goes, "Well, people have roommates and stuff, or they talk loud at the bar or something. Someone could have just overheard it and wrote about it in the newspaper."
Well,
what?
Especially because in the old days, we all know who would have talked loud at the bar and gotten a secret out. So obviously it would have been great for the show. ERock, you see that Shaggy video, and what do you think as you watch that, despite what Smokey Harold said?
It's old morning radio parodies and stuff that he would have rallied against and destroyed these shows back in the day. And now it's what he's doing. It's like, you know what? There's something to these prep services where a lot of this stuff is just done for you and it's cost effective. So let's just do that. Let's just have these promos. We can get Shaggy to come in. It's like,
oh, wow, Shaggy's not busy?
Shaggy?
You don't say.
Of course he's available. He probably lives downtown. He's like, yeah, I could be there in 20 minutes. Let me just hop in the cab. I'll be right there.
ERock, when you and I were trading messages about it yesterday, it's like that Shaggy parody combined with the April Fool's-esque stunt, he's really become all of the zookeepers and morning jocks he did funerals for. Everybody he stormed into town and kicked off the air. It's like, oh yeah, you do all of their shows were probably so much better than what he does now.
I was just going to say, they did that better than what he's attempting to do now. And he was trying to destroy them the time.
It's like a Benjamin Button career. Like you start off being better than all these things, then you just slowly decline. And as you get older, you actually become all this shit that you changed the radio industry to not be like that.
Yeah.
So we've been talking about Howard for an hour and 15 minutes, and I know we should move on. There's 2 more painful clips that I need to share. Who here is interested in some really over-prepared, densely written comedy? Is that something that either of you guys would be interested in?
We're doing Howard Stern, so yes, I was prepared for this.
Yeah, so you have to figure that we will get to it at some point. So he's talking. This is after the Alex Cooper thing, and Smokey, I want you to be ready for this. He's talking about he doesn't care who they bring in, as long as they add subscribers.
Went to Scott Greenstein and Jennifer Witz the other day. I said, listen, you're going to think I'm nuts. What do you think of a show? Wake Up with Bill Cosby.
Huh? Smokey?
That's not a bad idea. The second idea is, what if we use cats as people? Then we could turn on radios across America. The cats will listen. Our numbers will go up. I'm a billionaire.
That's not a bad point.
They go, well, what do you mean, Bill Cosby? I said, listen, we need subscribers. That's this business. I tune in, see what the fuck that crazy asshole has to say.
Uh-huh.
Put it on the Harvey Weinstein channel. The Bill Cosby Show. Coming soon to Sirius on the Harvey Weinstein channel. Wake Up with Bill Cosby.
So, thank you for that.
Karl, did you hit the rim shot, or is that from Howard's show?
Oh, I didn't hit the rim shot. I just hit the car crash.
I might have been guilty of hitting a rim shot. That might have been
the listener is a soundboard, apparently.
All right, if it wasn't Smokey, I was going to say, oh my God, his staff does hate him, because
Yes.
that long pause, and then it's like Fred purposely waited to and he's like, all right, I guess, and then hits the rim shot. That whole thing was not funny. And after he delivered it, there's not even an audience in the room to react to this, and Howard knew that this was bombing.
Oh, no, it goes on for a
pauses.
while, actually. He gives a lot of examples of shows that would be horrible people.
How many subscribers could we get with that?
I don't know.
Well, in fact, Karl, you're correct. He does mention that the president of China, Xi Jinping, who he calls Gigi Ping, he has a thought about that.
Oh, Gigi Ping wants to announce his new show on Sirius. Yes, Gigi. Yes. Yes. I know you're the head of China. Very good. We'd love to have you here. Yes, with Vladimir Putin. Yes. Do you have any idea of what else you would put on your channel, Gigi?
What do you want to talk for you?
Oh, Jew Talk with Mel Gibson. Sounds good. That might bring in some real anti-Semitic subscribers.
This dude is fucking corny. ERock, you still think he's riffing, ad-libbing?
Sounds like, remember, you know who Dickie Goodman is? Do you remember him? He was the one that would do the mock news reporter, and he would ask questions, and they would just play song hooks as the answer.
Yes,
it was like a huge thing in the 70s.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I've heard those on Dr. Demento. I know what you're talking about.
This sounds like a Dickie Goodman bit that he's doing.
Well, could Dickie Goodman do this?
Absolutely. What other shows do you have in mind?
Yes.
Oh, yes. ISIS in the morning. That's fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah, but who would your co-host be?
Howie.
Oh, Ghislaine Maxwell. Fabulous. Oh, you can get her. Yes. Yeah, I agree. Jennifer Witz is wonderful. Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Gigi Ping.
That's an exclusive.
Exclusive. A Variety already has printed at I Am Leaving, and Gigi Ping is taking over and putting on Ghislaine Maxwell.
I don't care what you guys think.
This is going great.
Smokey, how was that?
That is elite level comedy. I'm starting to think you guys aren't boosted. I'm on my 15th booster. I think it has something to do with that.
You actually might be onto something.
Smokey, obviously there's a lot of smudge there. It's hard to make out what you look like. But are you wearing blackface? I mean, are you trying to get my channel canceled? What's going on right now?
Listen, we wear blackface in the MAGA hats in the South. That's what we do. This cost me $30.
God damn it.
Well, Smokey, we appreciate you being here. I need to quickly, his name came up in passing. there is another broadcast legend that I want to make sure we talk about their news. Karl, it does tie right into the Rochester market. Smokey Harold, were you a fan of Brother Weeze?
Never heard of this man before.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah, there was a big announcement. Smokey, let's see what you think about this.
Just want to mention, this is my last show if you just tuned in.
The end of an era in Rochester broadcasting, a sudden sign-off from Brother Weeze.
We've got plenty more from this local news broadcast.
To be important.
But it's more important. By the way, this news piece is where I learned that that's where that came from.
That's why we do have the creep off. Yes.
No, I do like that. ERock, I want to replay that, and please tell us how furious you are at whoever on their staff pulled the audio of these clips.
Nice to be important. But it's more important.
So that's how they went over the air, over the broadcast channel, with all that static in there.
And the dropouts and all of that stuff. Yeah, that's terrible.
I knew you'd hate it.
For a news thing, you would go like, hey, could we get a copy of that show? We want to use it for clothes. Any radio station is lucky to have any kind of positive news coverage for them. They would send that audio out in a minute. You could get it, flip it over, put it in there. It'd be nice and professional. But then again, you're in I know you think Rochester's a city, but it's the sticks. It's the mountains.
Whoa.
They're not up there with They're not
as a guy who was just at Scranton's airport, I can tell you that Rochester is a thriving metropolis.
Fair enough.
I do know that they have a mean surf rock scene in Rochester, and not enough places.
Fuck you!
I want to get
everyone's dunking on me now.
No, come on. I've actually been to an Isotope show.
Familiar voice in Rochester radio bidding farewell to listeners for the last time on Thursday.
You just can't thank people enough. The texts are cryable.
Yeah,
I love you people.
So the texts that have come in are cryable. I have an important question for you, Karl. Has he always sounded like that, or is that why the show's in? Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. And I know you pointed out on a different show, but who used to be his co-host, Brother Weeze?
Yeah, Stephanie Miller, Sister Sleaze. Brother Weeze and Sister Sleaze.
That's crazy.
Back in the day.
Smokey, are you going to be surfing YouTube to find some Brother Weeze clips after we get to hear him?
Now that I heard that Stephanie Miller is a part of it, is that the same liberal Stephanie Miller that employed that stuttering buffoon that
That's
I heard?
That's the one, yeah.
That lady has been around.
She sure has. Yeah. Well, I want to thank you, Smokey. And if I'm going to put you backstage, and there's one video towards the end that I want to show to Casey Day. But so this news about Brother Weeze is, I know him just because of the references, and I guess Opie used to be an intern there or something. Is that yeah? But he's being replaced by Rover.
Yeah. So
how does that happen? That somebody decides, what I need to do is I need to add to my lineup Rover, or what? Am I giving Brother Weeze too much credit, Karl?
Rover actually replaced Stern back when Stern went to Sirius, and Rochester's one of their bigger markets. I think like Cleveland's number one. Rochester might be number two for Rover, at least for some time.
I mean, the only show I know in Cleveland is the Alan Cox show. They used to have a great third mic over there.
They don't carry all of Rover's show because they had to make a spot for Weeze. So Weeze is on from like 9 to noon. So I think they just got to the point where iHeart only cares about 5 of their shows right now. So Rover being one of them.
Okay.
Boot Weeze out so they could carry Rover's show in full live on that station, and then they just flipped to it was a talk station, right? That they just flipped to a rock station because, as Weeze said, they showed me the research, and Rochester really needs a good rock station.
That's not true at all.
I actually I specifically wanted you guys to both hear this quote from an iHeart executive.
Okay.
Statement, the president of iHeart Media for upstate New York said in part they're excited to bring a fresh, authentic rock experience to Rochester.
Karl, how many, if you had to guess, how many rock stations are there in Rochester at the moment?
Gosh, back when I used to listen to the radio, there was 90.5, 94.1, 95.1, 95.5, 96.5, and that's probably about it.
Okay, so that's it. Yeah.
In Weeze's audio from his last show there, when he was saying that same slug line that they were using, he goes, they wanted a fresh new sound and, and bring some of the rock back to Rochester. And he goes, and then he starts saying bands like, and he goes, Led Zeppelin and Judas Priest. I'm like, that's too old even for the classic rock format now.
Yeah.
Like, that's oldies at this point.
Well, Weeze came from the home of rock and roll, 96.5 WCMF, and they've been doing that for my entire life. That's been what they've been playing my entire life. And the fact they're just like, this is the fresh format that we need.
Now that I hear that, I hope that station is streaming online because I think I found my new home for rock. 95.1. I have an important celebrity clip that I think is going to be right in the sweet spot of the Dabbleverse. And I also like having an excuse for ERock to complain that our jingles are too loud.
WATV, who are these celebrity news? Who are these celebrity news?
I actually want to crank the audio up on that one. I think that one's loud.
I was gonna say you can re-edit that and then reload it into your system. It does. You don't just
all right. Settle down. That's crazy talk. So Charlie Sheen has a book and he has a documentary out, and I learned something about him that I didn't know. And he's going to sound really similar to somebody we all pay a lot of attention to.
Been keeping a secret from everyone. A stutter.
People don't realize you've had a lifelong issue with stuttering.
Yeah.
You wrote this. Not being able to say certain words or sounds was one of the main reasons I learned to drink like I did.
How about that?
Well, how did drinking help that?
Drinking just, it just made everything. It took it softened the edges. It gave me.
Can you pause it?
Yep.
That reminds me of when Hunter Biden was talking about crack. You're talking to a guy who loved this thing so much. He's like, what was it like when you were drinking? It's like, oh my God, it was fucking magical and amazing. I wish I was drunk right now. Do you have any booze? What are we doing?
So obviously what we didn't know is just how much Charlie Sheen had in common with Stuttering John Melendez.
Yeah, they do. They all do talk about their substances as if it was their first child. Like, it changed my life. I couldn't imagine my life without this.
Right.
I'm forever going forward. Yeah, it's like, relax.
Well, if drinking made him more like Stuttering John, drugs made him more like Aaron Imholt.
I think you were a sex addict.
It's a great reaction here.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, if you have to think about it that long, you're probably
he's probably thinking the same thing that I'm thinking. Like, all guys are sex addicts. It's we're kind of wired that way, you know.
Not our buddy Eric Zane, but yes, everybody else.
Right, yes. Most guys are kind of wired that way. So I always hate that thing. It's like, what are you, addicted to sex? Like, why are you offering some?
First date is free.
That's a huge gap between your teeth, Strahan.
I see what you did. Yeah. I mean, if to frame it like that, sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you say sex went hand in hand with your drug use.
It did, yeah.
And wanting to try, as you framed it, quote, other side of the menu, which for some people out there, they what's the other side of the menu? That's sleeping with men. But you said you're being honest about it now. But why did you keep it secret for so long?
Why didn't you want people to know you like to fuck dudes?
Yeah. Because there was another element to it that it did come with a tremendous amount of extortion.
Do you think that Karl, your buddy Cory Feldman, hears that and it helps perpetuate a story that he's been telling about Charlie Sheen for a long time?
That is interesting, isn't it? Because, Cory Feldman put out that movie that really was just the one story, but it was a long movie for some reason.
Yeah.
About Charlie Sheen on the set of Lucas having his way with a 13-year-old Corey Haim.
Yeah.
And
but Corey Haim was asking for it, or is that not something that we should?
Did you see how cute he was when he was 13, Christian?
Oh, yeah. It
Did I
didn't
say
stop
more?
there. Yeah. I saw Lost Boys.
I like how Michael Strahan's trying to figure out the ways to word this question when he knows damn well all the accusations that were against Michael Strahan back in the day with that him and Dr. Smith, Ian Smith, who was that nut job we used to have on O&A all the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
But those two were linked together for the longest time. And then he's like, well, what is this all about? You know damn well what it's all about.
I want to finish things off with a little bit of a sports roundup, just a few short clips. And again, we have another.
Can I just?
All right, go ahead.
I just want to point out what's happening right now for Eric. I'll give you a little behind the scenes. So this should have just been an episode about Howard Stern. We could have talked about Weez at the end.
Yeah,
But
I
Christian,
thought we were ending on that.
we will. Right. It would make sense. But Christian does way too much prep, and then he's like, "Well, I did all this work, so I kind of want to like show these clips that I did." So he crams at the end. See how quick he's going? He's like, "All right," and then here's Michael Strahan. All right, and then here's Jojen, and then get into
What
sports.
you should do is because I saw the email and I ignored it because I saw how
Most people do,
Once
yeah.
I got
Way
to
too
the
much.
third page of prep, I said, "I'm not reading all of this.
Right.
I'll just
Yeah.
wing it on here."
Well,
It's a good thing if you have this much, Christian. Just go. Well, next week's show is taken care of, so I don't.
I've
have
been
to worry
doing
about
that for the last 2 months, so I've got so much stuff. And this is all relevant to people that are here on the show.
Who are these sports? You know what I'm saying? Who are these sports? Let's see who's playing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? No, I don't know what to say.
And with us for the first time today is the great Casey Day of Hack Ride Studios. How you doing, Casey?
Doing well. Thanks for having me on so late. I don't want to alarm you guys, but I passed this guy in the hall. He was in blackface. Trying to stick me with a
Jesus
COVID
Christ.
needle.
All right,
we got to
get
This is
HR
Stern
involved.
country.
Yeah, that's definitely
Some
a
security,
problem.
please.
So, Casey, how are your Oregon Ducks doing this college football season?
Doing better than you in this air check you're getting from Karl. My God.
That's fine.
So, I got a question for you because your shirt is hilarious. Is 69 the number of points they scored, or like they're winning their record over the last few seasons?
No, it's what us fans do after a win, Mike. Or I called you Mike. Karl.
Yeah, they look the same.
Yeah, we jump in 69 position just with whoever is next to us. No, that's what we beat another Power 4 conference team by last game. We just won.
Hilarious.
Are you-
Very
Oklahoma
funny
State.
score. Congratulations on that.
Are you glad you asked, Carl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
okay.
know.
Shout to ours, Karl.
So
This is why college sports is great, because you have a team that has no business being in the stadium. You just watch your team beat the fuck out of them.
It is why it's great. Have you ever seen high school kids get their heads beaten in by grown-ups? It's fucking awesome.
Why would you want to watch the Bills Ravens have an epic showdown that's settled by 1 point?
Can I make the argument that the NFL is so boring because everything is so close, because they legislate everything to be a close game, so your level of talent is also close? It's boring. But in college, you have...
This doesn't make any sense.
This is crazy, Tom.
That's why sports is good. Both teams
If
can
everyone's
potentially win.
7-7, it's not good. You need blue bloods. Like Oregon. Oregon's a blue blood.
Casey, I once went to a UCLA USC game that ended 50-0 at the Coliseum.
Yeah,
It
how
was
much
the
fun
least-
do you have?
No, it was the least fun afternoon I'd ever spent because you couldn't drink in the stadium at that point.
Oh, that's a problem.
Yeah, that was definitely a problem. All right, so your Oregon Ducks are off to a 2-0 start, but I want to take a look at how the mascot started the season.
Oh, fuck off.
Ducks towards Otson.
All right. So that's one angle.
Professionalism is what I see.
Oh my God, he loses the head. You can actually see the guy running. Is that what's supposed to happen when the head falls off? You just have to run?
I love that these two titans in broadcasting are kept here to watch this. Thank you so much, Christian. I appreciate
Well, yeah, please, it's worth it. No, because
Tickles me.
our final clip is a payoff because I told Karl. I don't know if you've seen this guy, but did you see the clip of the guy who had a lot of money on the Ravens on Sunday night?
No, I'm excited about this.
Okay.
200 grand. 200 grand on a game. God damn.
And this is why we're going to end in a sports segment, because we have a little bit of information here. This is from Dov Kleinman. So this sports bettor put $200K on the Ravens to beat the Bills on Sunday night. With just 4 minutes left, he had a 99.1% chance of winning. And Bills
I
fans,
guess they didn't factor in Josh Allen when they were calculating that percentage.
I guess they didn't. And
people are always forgetting to do that.
Yeah.
Before I hit play, Karl, do you think that, and this game was in Buffalo, do you think the fans were supportive of his play?
Oh, he was at the game? That's a bad decision.
Exactly.
Oh, yes. Oh, you'll see.
Yeah,
you want to do that at home, man.
No, yeah, that's definitely for home. Okay, let's see how it goes for this gent here. All right. Okay, he's not having fun, and there's his wedding split.
Here's the loveness of the Bills fans. Look at that. That's classy, Bill. Classy.
Right, here's what I'm going to say. That's ice water. I would think that if these were Jets fans, they'd be pissing on it. You know.
Well,
so.
I'll say this: if I lost $200,000 on the way that game ended, you could definitely piss on me, and it's not going to make a day worse. You know, my day's as bad as it's going to get.
That's a great point. Yeah.
Yeah.
So nice play. Yeah. So that's a bad bet. You know,
he might have been talking a lot of shit before this too. People forget. Ravens fans could get uppity a little bit, and when they were up by 15 points with 5 minutes to go, he's probably had some shit to say. So,
yeah. Well,
bad beat of the week. Definitely the bad beat of the week.
I'm glad you popped on just for this, Casey.
Can I just say something real quick? I didn't realize we were getting away from the Ducks mascot. We just played a video on the Creep Off yesterday. We do these Karl's Cop Cam segments, and the police went in and arrested Chuck E. Cheese while he was working in Chuck E. Cheese. Oh, no. And they perp walked him out of the store. Children are screaming.
Yeah. Teach them kids. Teach them kids.
But they never took his the mask off. Oh, no. Yeah, they didn't take the head off until he got out to the police car. And I wonder if there's like a thing with mascots. Like you can't be seen. You have to go sprinting away.
I bet you the thinking is, well, we don't want to take the mask off because it'll traumatize the children. But you're cuffing and dragging Chuck E. Cheese into a van. That's not going to traumatize the children.
I've heard the rule at Disneyland is even if you're going to throw up, you never take that head off where people don't see you. So that sounds about right.
Also, nobody ever dies at Disney, too, is another thing that goes on.
That's like 5 people in 50 years. It's not that many.
There was that alligator that ate a kid, but whatever.
Yeah, it's Disney World.
Well, they didn't declare it dead till they got it to the hospital.
Yeah,
and then, it died on the way to the hospital. It didn't die.
Only children's hymens die at Disney.
Thank God you stuck around for that. What's going on over at Hack Ride Studios? Are we diving into any Stern characters tonight, Casey?
We got unboxing Riley Martin tonight, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for having me on, Christian. Thanks.
Absolutely.
Nice to meet you, Karl.
We appreciate you. Right.
Thanks, Casey.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you. And thanks again for that John countdown that I will use. Yeah. Oh, no, I know. There's a ton of super chats. I was actually going to let everybody leave so I could read them.
Well, they're asking me questions, Christian. That's not nice to do.
Well,
yeah, we didn't need to see the Oregon Ducks imitate the Shockmaster. We could have went right to the super chats.
Well, so Karl, this Karl Gay is a snake, according to I Come Buckets.
Yeah, it says, I'm with Mersh. This Karl Gay is a snake. By the way, Mersh should be thanking me. He's never gotten more heat. Except for that time that he was like almost died on his stream.
Yeah.
Other than that, has he ever gotten this much heat for something? Me calling him a loser has got everyone talking about Mersh.
I don't know. I heard Aaron Imholt say that he pretty much had it all figured out for the content house. So I think Mersh is putting out some good content.
If you agree with Aaron Imholt, you're probably right.
So the super chats that we haven't gone to go pretty far back, Karl.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you do it then.
This is our buddy Brian Johnson.
Hey, Brian.
Damn, that ERock is one handsome lad. F Stern. It's hard to disagree with any of that.
Good to see Brian in the chat.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rumble Trenchcoat, a Columbo podcast. I hope Casey Day never has to enter the witness protection program. He can be recognized instantly. I don't understand that comment. What is this guy talking about?
I'm not sure.
Count Connor, again, who did the How's Your News with John singing. Who was that Timu Riley Martin? And we did get
Hack
this.
Ride.
We did get this one. And words still hurt. And then you had this one from I Come Buckets.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael C. Did Eric Zane get renewed for the Karl Network? I don't know.
Still,
you don't see him.
Still in negotiations.
You don't see him, do you? So
no.
But you guys are going to have a great time at the Magic Bag this weekend. Derelict Derek, thanks for the $1.99. And then he adds to it with another $4.99. This is a great question for you, Karl. Did Cory take the Angels idea from Charlie Sheen? I thought he accused Charlie Sheen of abuse to begin with, but then he went on to emulate his life. I don't see anything in common that your hero Cory Feldman has with Charlie Sheen. Do you, Karl?
He actually stole the idea from Chris D'Elia, believe it or not.
Oh,
Chris D'Elia.
Yeah. And finally, JFK Head Chunk. Christian, not Karl shit talk this week. Nah, I think there was the usual amount. We still had just as much as we usually do. ERock, I want to thank you for hanging in through those super chats and everything else. Please let everybody know where they can find you.
Yes, you can actually find my show on iHeartRadio if you use the iHeart Radio app or Apple, Spotify, any of those places you get podcasts. It's called It's Erik Nagel. It's also the same, as you can see right there across the board on all the social medias. And we just did an interview earlier today with Gary from Nerdrotic. So that just went live and that's up on the channel there. So go and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you would be so kind. Thank you.
And Karl, what's coming up on WATP tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow on WTP, I'm going to have my buddy Drew Lane stopping by the show. And, of course, Adam Bush will be there and producer Chris. So we have a lot to discuss with some of the radio news that's going on, address some of the content hotel fallout that's been happening. I don't know if you guys heard, I called into Melton's show yesterday and talked about my experience at Chrissy Mayer's content hotel.
I didn't hear that, but I'm wondering, is Drew Lane still doing a victory lap for being in that montage of media clips that were played on the Start show? Okay.
Oh, yeah. It's funny because Drew and I communicate quite a bit. And when I messaged him that I heard him on Stern, I didn't hear back for hours because apparently he got like 30,000 messages from people that they heard him on Howard Stern. So
yeah, well,
it was a big deal for him. They played it on their show. Of course, Brandon, the producer, was also on there talking about how Howard's hair color can't be real.
Yeah, it's a great moment for both of them, and I recognize both those voices. It was very exciting.
So we're gonna do. Mike Walters is also gonna come on, longtime producer for the Drew and Mike show. He's gonna be on the show tomorrow, and then Thursday I'm flying into Detroit, and I'll be on Drew Lane's show in studio, and we'll do a meetup thing. If anyone's in the Detroit area, I'll tweet it out. I'll put it in our Discord in the live show channel, and then Friday night the Magic Bag. We got our 4th annual sold out Magic Bag show featuring Dave Landau.
But most people are going to be there to see Eric Zane. I think that's probably
why Lucy's coming.
That's true. She is very excited to be there. Excited about all of that. And for me, check out my personal podcast, The Blackcast, BLADTCAST, and subscribe to 100 Songs That Define Heavy Metal wherever podcasts are found. That's it for today. As always, this is Christian Bladt reminding you that every mic is a hot mic. And I hope Casey Day never has to enter the witness protection program. He can be recognized instantly. See you next time.